Okay, it's like after 4 in the morning, and I just felt like I needed to get this video out. Now, if you've been paying attention, I didn't have a show on Wednesday or Friday this week because we're kind of in the middle of cat and mouse games with some of the alien entities above Earth. I'm not going to go into specifics, but most of you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I just sent out some messages earlier tonight, so... Alright, the deep state has declared war on America because Trump's war against them has been so effective. And that's why you're seeing a lot of the top reptilians in charge stepping down. In the form of humans, of course. They're going to see all these corporate heads and well-known politicians in Washington stepping down. They're RICs, reptilians in charge. And so they're fighting back because they're losing the power struggle against Trump because Trump has the American people behind him. And they know this. They know he has the majority of America's support. And so in desperation to stay in power, they have declared war on America. And some of you have seen this stuff. I just posted a video about the space, what they call a UFO out in California, or Space Launch X, whatever. SpaceX is a space program run and owned by our own deep state here in America. The RICs here, reptilians in charge, are what's running the SpaceX, and they are trying to get satellites up into space so they can fight against our military that is defending America. So they want to, I always said the Third World War would be a space war, it would be satellites. That's what I saw in the Bible codes back in 2001, that it would be a space war. That we wouldn't even need be shooting guns, they would just be shooting satellites, and this is where it's at, and so this is why all these satellites, they're trying to launch all these satellites in space, because they want to knock out our Space Command and Earth defense capabilities, because they want to retake America. Well, let me show you something. Because I just talked to one of these leaders earlier tonight, and so this is what's leading me to do this video, because normally I don't talk about this stuff because people think I'm crazy. Well, not that I ever care. But let me be a little crazier then, because... amuse me and listen for 2 seconds. Now, I've taught you the Big and Little Dippers are not just constellations. Our constellations are not just constellations. They're alien habitations. All of these stars that you see represent star planets, basically, to where these aliens and creatures live on. We call them constellations, and they make space sound like it's just a big fireball and distant place. Well, the Big and Little Dipper are run by the bears. And one of these bears, typically aligned, that we see them as, is Bigfoot. Now, these are controlled by the Greys. Whenever you see a Bigfoot, it's an interdimensional being. And the Greys control them, and they bring them in by spaceships, and they drop them off, and they land map the Earth and do whatever these bears do. I don't know. I know they're land mapping for whatever reason, getting pictures of the terrain of the Earth and that kind of stuff. I have seen these. I've dealt with them before, so the reason you can't catch them, you can't kill them, is they just disappear. They go interdimensional, and so alright, so you get the idea. I've always said the bear race looks like Chewbacca of Star Wars. Another good depiction is good old Planet of the Apes. What were they trying to tell us in those movies, huh? Because I'll tell you what, This is coming. This is coming. This is their Christmas Day surprise. The reptilians are losing control, and they have aligned with the bears. And they want the bears. And I've seen their starships coming in. There was a huge one out in Arizona last night. They're huge. And I actually made a joke. I said the lights on that thing, the bottom of it looked like the bottom of a bear's paw. And then things just started rumbling after that, because this is what they have planned. This is their Christmas Day surprise. They want to come in, and there's 3 million of these things, and take over Washington, D.C. They want to siege the White House. And so, the reptilians losing control, calling in their allies, the bears, to take siege of Washington, basically. Now, yeah, they're not friendly, and they do shoot guns. I was just giving a heads up to somebody about these things. These creatures can be shot, and so, if I was President Trump, I would be surrounding the White House with apes. Well, not apes, but Marines. Yeah, our apes. Marines. Because these things are going to try to take it by land. Now, I don't know how they're coming in. Because clearly if they came into our airspace, they could be shot down. They could be in a sky fight, a sky war against our own military, and it's probably going to happen anyway. Because all our military has to do is watch for them to make a move on D.C., which makes me think that they may use the underground shuttle system that the CIA has and come in that way. Now, it's not just Langley that would be a focal point down of them coming through. They have the same tunnel system all the way to the White House, all the way to that Mall C area, underneath Congress. That whole area from Congress to the White House is an underground tunnel area. And they have their own as well, folks. It's going to be lower in the ground than the humans use. But they have the same access points, is what I'm saying. They could come in through that way. Instead of space. And so this is what they're planning, folks. And I wouldn't be doing this video if I wasn't darn sure of it, because I just got a message from one of them. So yeah. In a desperate attempt, the RICs are calling in these guys, and they want to take over the White House. For some reason, they think that if they take over the White House, that they'll take back the control of the country. Alright, sorry, I had to take a phone call. Anyway, back what I'm saying, folks. This is where they're coming from. You got the North Star. You got the Big Dipper, Little Dipper. Constellations of the apes, the bears. And they're coming. And so, Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, night, Christmas Eve or Christmas night. One of the two is what I'm being told is the target plan. Could happen after, but I mean, like again, I said, this is total desperation because they have lost control through their human controllers on Earth, and so the reptilians are calling in the armies of the apes to help them regain control of America. And so these things are crashing and burning right now in the skies. We have our Oregon out. It's amplified. We're burning them up in space. They're mad. They're furious. They're looking for us, and they can't find us. The Lord has us hidden. And so their next move would be to go to D.C., where they literally want to place the White House under siege. They think taking physical control of the building will give them control back of America. For whatever reason. I mean, President Trump is our president, so they can't taking over the White House doesn't mean they're presidents. I don't know. This is where the liberals come from. This is their logic. This is their line of thinking. This is what we have to deal with. And so, as far as I know, President Trump is aware of what's going on. I don't know if he's being told everything truthfully by the military. Because, face it, the RICs run it. Most of the NORAD's run by the RICs, reptilians in charge. Cheney was there during 9/11 standing down the military so that 9/11 could happen. Because that was all led by the White House, Bush and the White House. And so, I don't know if the good guys ever got control of NORAD. Last I heard, they were kicked down the street to Peterson Air Force Base trying to set up another NORAD of their own for the humans. Now I hear they're in Utah, they're in Tampa, who knows? Who knows where they're really at if humans have control again. I'm sure we do at some point. I don't know where Trump will be. Out of the country would be good. You know, if this, you know, just watch the skies, folks. Just watch the skies, because they've got these huge ships coming in. And if they head towards D.C., then you'll know it's on. The fight is on. And so, this is not just Hollywood in the making. This is history in the making. It will be one of the first of the many UFO and alien invasions I have warned about since I started my radio show, my ministry, my websites 17 years ago. And here we are, folks. We'll see what happens. I don't want to alarm anybody. I just want to give you a heads up on what's going on. Because this stuff is more real than you'll ever know. And so, you know, like I've always said, they get their ideas from somewhere, folks. They get, you know, fiction doesn't come out of thin air. They're getting it from somewhere. Anyway, folks, till I make another video, and I'll still be doing a show Monday night. I will be on the air. Till then, everybody, God bless.